What's up everyone, welcome back. Patrick here. Moving on to the next video dealing with triangles. We're now going to talk about the triangle versus medial triangle. Remember, the medial triangle is the triangle that's formed when you connect the midpoints of that original triangle. So those two triangles, how do the medians and centroids of both of those relate? If you remember in the previous video, we went through how the orthocenter of the medial triangle is equal to the circumcenter of the larger triangle, right? And then the altitudes of the medial triangle are the same as the right bisectors of the larger triangle, and that's why those points were the same. But what about with medians and centroids? How do those relate in both triangles? Well, just to break it down simply, they're basically going to be the same. So in this particular video, it's going to be a little less intense than the other one. I'm just going to show you through diagrams why this is, but if you want to test this out with any triangle and then find the medial triangle and then find the respective medians and centroids, you're always going to see, no matter what triangle you work with, they're always going to be the same. And so if I show this on a diagram, basically, let's first draw out a large triangle. So let's call it A, B, and then C. And then let's draw the medians. So the medians, remember, the medians from the vertices are the line segments from the vertices to the midpoint of the opposite sides. So from A, it's going to be to the midpoint of BC. So there's a median right there. And then from C, it's going to be to the midpoint of this side. So that's going to be the median right there. And then from B, it's going to be to the midpoint right here. So that's going to be the median right there. And then where they intersect is the centroid. Okay, so that's with the larger triangle. But now let's draw that same large triangle. And let's actually draw the medial triangle, and let's focus on that. So we'll have A, B, C. We don't even have to label these, but it's all good. Okay, so notice here I didn't draw the medial triangle, but here I'm going to draw it like that. And let's actually just label these. So we'll have X, Y, and Z. Okay, that's the medial triangle because these are the midpoints over here. If you want to label like this side and this side, or this length and this length are the same, this length and this length are the same, etc., etc. But just know that we're dealing with the midpoints here. So this is the medial triangle. Now, let's forget about the larger triangle. Let's focus on the medial triangle here, and let's draw the medians for that. So if we draw the median from vertex X over here, it's going to be to the midpoint of the opposite side, right? We're focusing on this small triangle here, so we'd have this median like that. And then over here from vertex Y, it's going to go to the midpoint of this side. So if we draw that median, it's going to be like that. And then from this vertices Z, it's going to go to this midpoint, so it's going to look something like that. And then the centroid of that medial triangle is going to be there. And so what you'll find with any triangle here is that this line and this line, they're actually the same thing. Because notice that over here, it's point Y, and over here we have point Y. But what would happen is if we extend this line, okay, if we extend this median over here, it's actually going to go through vertex A. If we extend this median over here, it's going to go through vertex C, and if we extend this median, it's going to go through vertex B. And so that's basically how they relate. And again, if you want to try this with actual numbers, you can, and it's always going to hold. So notice that this median, this line over here, it's the exact same thing as this line over here. It's just cut off, right? If we join those midpoints, it's just cut off over here at this point right here. But nevertheless, they are the same line. Okay, and then this median over here, it's the exact same as this median of the larger triangle, and then this median of the medial triangle is the exact same as this median of the larger triangle. And so if the medians are the same, that means that they're going to intersect at the same point. And so the centroid of the larger triangle is also going to equal the centroid of the medial triangle. Right, so pretty simple video. Just wanted to give a heads up of how they relate in case maybe you run into a question like this. And again, if you just want to test it yourself, maybe with a previous video where we found medial triangles, you can quickly find maybe two medians of the larger triangle, two medians of the medial triangle, find both of their points of intersection. Or even before that, you'll just notice that they'll be the same thing. As long as you're finding the same medians, you'll just notice they're the same thing. Hence, they have to have that same point of intersection.